This episode is proudly brought to you by Mapper Forward's workshop, It's Time to Become a Coffee Consultant. Learn how to diversify your revenue streams and create freedom from your day job while saying goodbye to that alarm clock forever by becoming a consultant within the coffee industry or directly to consumers who have shifted towards home brewing and home roasting. Protect your income from challenging times in the coffee value chain by taking this course today. Go to mapperforward.coffee/workshops or click the link in the show notes for details. Powered by DXB Live and World of Coffee Dubai, Mapper Forward is proud to be the official podcast partner of World of Coffee Dubai in 2024 for a second year in a row. Broadcasting live on YouTube from the show floor over 3 wonderful days, we'll bring you conversations with old friends and new faces who are here in Dubai exploring great opportunities together. Join the conversations live on YouTube or listen via our regular programming on podcast apps as we explore the theme, Empowering the Coffee Industry in 2024, as our series theme here at World of Coffee. Pro tip, follow us on Instagram at mapperforward.coffee to watch folks from around the world do Tim Tam Slams. If you know, you know. Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro by Mapper Forward, friends. I'm your host, Lee Safar, and this is coming towards the end of World of Coffee Dubai 2024. And joining me on the podcast is someone I have been trying to get on the podcast for a long time. It's my pleasure to welcome Goutham from Brewing Gadgets onto the podcast. Welcome to the podcast, Goutham.
Thank you, Lee.
Come. Don't be afraid of the microphone. Come. Goutham, I find you to be positioned in a very interesting place in the industry.
Yeah.
You have a company called Brewing Gadgets. Your customers are the people who sell to the consumer.
Yes.
Which positions you in a very interesting way. We're going to have a conversation about what you think empowering the coffee industry looks like in 2024. We've had a couple of conversations, you and I, in boardrooms about this kind of stuff, just you and I. But before we do that, tell people who you are and Brewing Gadgets is.
Thank you, Lee, for inviting me to.
It's my pleasure, sir.
Podcast. My name is Goutham. So I run a company called Brewing Gadgets. So Brewing Gadgets is all about coffee support company, where we give or supply all the coffee tools, machines, after-sales support required for specialty coffee industry.
Right.
When we say specialty coffee industry, that's our prominent sector, because within the coffee sector, again, there is daily coffee drinking places versus the specialty coffee.
Yeah.
So we do service both of the categories.
Yeah.
Whereas more hand-holding required for a newcomers who opens their own coffee shop.
Right.
So that's where our specialty is, to support them, where they have come with a lot of passion to open a coffee shop, but they don't know the
strategy.
They don't know what they have to buy.
Right.
So knowing the subject, knowing the product, knowing the operations, we help them, we handheld them to choose the right product.
Okay.
That's all about Brewing Gadgets has been doing, and we plan the same to do going forward. So that's the Brewing Gadgets.
Yep. It's funny, when I was choosing the theme for this year, I actually got inspiration from a conversation you and I had.
Okay.
Yeah. When I first came to Dubai and we sat at your new offices.
Yeah.
And we had a good conversation around what the next 2 years looks like.
Yes.
And I was inspired by how open your eyes are to the reality of the challenges in the coffee industry over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
So our conversation was the inspiration behind what the theme for World of Coffee Dubai 2024 is.
Oh, that's great.
So I have, I respect you. And I was very encouraged by the fact that a company that is, and we've never done business together.
Yeah.
So I'm not coming from a perspective of, I don't have any horse in this race or anything like that. That's, you and I are just friends. We talk, we have conversations. I enjoy having conversations with smart people and people who are curious. And the conversation I had with you and your team was really very interesting because you are at the center of what's going on in the supply chain here on the consuming end, right?
Yeah.
So in your mind, how can we empower the coffee industry in 2024? You have a business here, you're in India as well.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
So I'll just take a few seconds to where did we come before we get into 2024.
Yeah.
So 2020 was a very struggling year in terms of worldwide.
Yeah.
We just finished that. Coffee was one sector. I think that was the only relaxation or a relief drink people had. So coffee sector was kind of segmented and they had a good start, but not other industries. So we started growing, and in this time when people had extra time, they wanted to do something. I think it looks more like people started putting more efforts to make good coffee. And so specialty coffee took a big spike. So then in the GCC, Gulf, worldwide, specialty started going much faster than it was before. And luckily we are in one of the markets where specialty coffee has been very new and very well accepted, and we want everything the best one.
Yeah. I mean, that's just part of the culture here, right?
Culture, right?
So it fits so well here.
Yeah. So we had a good growth. People started recognizing, and people started opening coffee shops after the COVID in much more faster way.
Yeah.
Then now we need to make it more sustainable. So in 2024, it's all about how we can be more innovative. So starting from technology.
Okay.
So in last 3, 4, 5 years, we have a great coffees, we have a great coffee shops. So now we need to make it more technological friendly, because we keep hearing that it's a challenge to make coffee shop in terms of manpower handling, in terms of consistency.
Yes.
We have great people, barista community, we have great machines. How can I deliver great cup of coffee on daily basis? So that's where we can see that industry is going towards more technology based.
Yeah.
When we say technology based, it doesn't have to be complete automation. It just needs to be process where people get to consistently do the things. For that they need a right tools. Then customer expectation is that how can he get the same cup.
Right. So it's about consistency.
Consistency.
Right. That seems like the artisan side of it doesn't need to be a part of that.
Yeah.
And that's where technology is driving things, right?
Yeah. So the same way at the farm level as well. So they need to have the consistency because they have a challenge of weather and their processes as well.
Yeah.
So now farmers are trying to see that how they can deliver consistent product year on year to the roaster whom they have
across the entire supply chain, right?
Entire supply chain. So this is come to the product and the coffee brewing. So now we come in between the manufacturer and the customer.
Yeah.
So how we can deliver consistent product.
Okay.
It also consists of price and supply chain. And the new technology is coming.
Right.
So we need to bring the balance, and a lot of people has inspired by seeing the market, how coffee is everywhere, it's growing. So now we have more aspirational people, they want to open coffee shop. But at the same time, in 2024, we need to see that how everybody can be a share of this pie, but very sustainable way.
And do you think that that's possible?
It is possible. It just needs to be strategy of opening a coffee shop or a cafe or an idea of having a place. The whole business plan should be in place. Without having that, it's not possible to do a copy paste or a replica,
Not at
because
all.
it may not work of many reasons. So this is what we are seeing, that we want businesses to be sustainable, so that we have our business depending on that.
And that's the issue, right?
Issue,
Your
yeah.
business
Yeah.
doesn't exist if you don't have people
No.
in business to
Yeah.
buy your product.
So we are really not seeing that selling is important. Once we sold, our customer has to survive.
And if they don't, that's a short-term strategy.
It's a short-term strategy for everyone.
Yeah.
So it will become we don't want to hear a community failure.
No. Well,
We want
Go ahead.
long-lasting coffee shops surviving, and it's a business. So there should be revenue coming out of it. So we see that people who open, they're long-lasting and they are in the business, and they give a good communication, good information, also educate the customers on having good cup of coffee. Yeah.
And I think what's really a very interesting thing right now is we don't know how many businesses are going to stay in business over the next couple of years. We really don't know which way it's going to go, right?
Yeah.
But are you concerned?
It really is a big concern, to be honest, because we don't want to make this it should not be a bubble. At the same time, we are one of the section of the country in the world where government has got a lot of support.
Yep.
So they are seeing that coffee as one of the most important product in life.
Yeah.
So they want to promote the entrepreneurs, and coffee is a culture in Gulf.
It started in the Middle
It
East.
started in the Middle East. So today is such a warm drink and a welcome drink. So it's a hospitality,
Yeah.
which is known in the culture.
Yeah.
So now, if we don't take this at the right pace rather than the trend, so we don't want it to be a trend.
No, we want it to be sustainable.
We want it to be sustainable. At the same time, it has to be accessible.
Okay.
So when we say accessibility, it's not about how easy I can get it. No, it has to be affordable. It has to be, because it's going to be consumed on daily basis.
Yeah.
So it needs to be affordable and consistently available. So there are some times we have to adopt now, or I think people have tasted the coffees, people know the brands. How can I get a supply chain regular at my doorstep
Right.
when it comes to the roasted coffee? Or when I'm passing by, how easy or how fast I can get my drink,
Right.
so that I enjoy my drink and I go to work as well. So I think we will, in 2024, we'll start more seeing customer friendly, or how can customers get it right on time and consistent quality and accessible.
And I think what's very exciting is that we have an opportunity to build well. This is it's not a brand new market, but it's still a very young market when it comes to specialty coffee.
Yes.
We have an opportunity to do better here than what was done from where I'm from, in Australia or in America, in the way that we lay out the landscape of the industry, right?
Yeah. So from last few years, Middle East has become a trend setter in coffee,
It really has. It
Which-
really has.
which was so new. you know.
It's so wild to see it.
So at the same time, we have to continue this.
Right. And that's what you and I
That's-
are trying to do, right?
Exactly.
With education.
Education. So now how we can educate the people and how we can have the manpower available. So this is all again in 2024 to have a right education, right consumer knowledge and right product.
Yeah.
So again, it's going to be all realigning and learning and delivering the product and the equipment and stuff like that.
I think we are in for a very interesting 2 years. And I think it's going to be fascinating to see where Brewing Gadgets is
Yeah.
at the end of 2 years. And what I'm grateful for is that you're not just looking at your bottom line.
No.
You're very aware.
No.
And I have seen you do this here and in India.
Yeah.
You're very aware of the health of the business of your customers, which is really conspiring to each other's success, which is what we're about.
That comes from the DNA of specialty coffee, honestly.
Okay.
Because specialty coffee is all about community. It's not about one person.
Okay.
So right from the farmer to a barista and all these things.
Yeah.
So I think we have just brought this concept in our trading business.
I love it. I love it.
So we just want to be truth what we say.
Authenticity, right?
Authenticity, yeah.
You want to walk the talk.
Exactly. So this is what we are trying to do, and we will continue doing that. And it is for us, it's very important in 2024 or forward going
Yeah.
that people trust what we suggest. It's not on the selling price, it's not on the high margin price. We need to give a right solution how businesses can survive, how they can be cost effective. Are they doing a right margin, what they're supposed to do it?
Tell me, are you more concerned now than you've been before?
Yeah,
Okay.
because there is in the market, everybody wants to sell.
Right.
And there is more venues or avenues you hear about the product. Is it really a right product? Because it's a discussion.
Yeah.
So they might have heard half things or they might have not heard completely about the product. So they have already made up their mind, I will do it like this.
It's the trends thing again.
Thing, right? So at that point of time, when we enter, because somebody asks us that, okay, what should I buy and
Yeah.
how should be my concept and stuff like that. So whatever solution we give, that has to be shown in the cup, in their P&L.
In their P&L, not just in their
Not
cup,
in the
but
cup,
in the
in their
P&L.
P&L.
And that's why I really enjoy the conversations with you, is because that's the trajectory that you've got.
Yeah. So forward going or in 2024, we want to do more educating the cafe owners, whether it in terms of operations, strategy, and before all these things, to do a right concept,
planning.
and are they spending right things on their interiors, their
Yeah.
equipment, and all those things. So it's really important. And after all these things, after sales.
Yep.
So we mostly focus, and our goal on 2024 is to keep the machines running with low maintenance cost. So when the low maintenance cost, if we are expecting, it's again like your car or any other
Yeah.
vehicle. If you have really taken care in terms of service, so they will give you less trouble.
Yep.
So less trouble is less breakdowns in the coffee shops. It keeps there, because coffee shop machines and equipment is
It's the lifeblood.
lifeblood. Yeah. So this is again another important aspect we see for 2024.
Another amazing conversation with you, Goutham.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Will you do me the honor of signing off? Peace, love, and peanut butter.
Peace, loving peanut butter. Thank you all.
Bye, guys. That was awesome. I really hope you enjoyed this episode, friends. Please don't forget to show us some love by subscribing, liking, commenting, and most of all, sharing this podcast with your friends. Check the show notes for links, including our sponsors and our Patreon. And stay tuned for more great conversations on the Daily Coffee Pro by Mapper